gentlemen, the Greyhounds are on the track right here at Iowa Greyhound Park. And off. One gets out, the company's coming. The 1842-6537, down that backstretch we go, and it's RF River out to the lead. Elstime in second spot, Kapow in third, along with No Way No Zay in that far turn. It's a 182. Followed by the 3, the 4, and the 7. Down the home stretch, RF River, and a 1, 2, the finish.
Welcome to the Great Show of Greyhounds. My name is Brian, and I'm hosting an online video series that examines this fascinating breed of dog, from their time as athletes on the track to retirees on your couch.
Heather, you had wanted a Greyhound for a long time. What made you choose that breed of dog?
When I first looked into dogs, I was looking at many breeds, and there's also many mutts that are awesome dogs. I was looking for some pretty specific stuff that I really enjoyed. I prefer a dog that's going to be a little bit more laid back. I had a lab when I was growing up. They're extremely energetic, very loving, but I'm kind of lazy. I really wanted a very lazy dog. I love the Sunday afternoons, licking their nuts.
Licking their balls. I can easily cut that one out or leave it in.
I wanted a really laid-back dog that would be happy just laying on the couch snuggling with me, that would take pretty minimal exercise. I also really didn't want one that was going to bark a lot. The racing Greyhounds are not real big barkers. They are real excited when people come over to visit, but then they just settle right back down. Not something that causes a big disruption.
Why don't they go crazy when people come over or just start barking at everything like any dog tends to do?
The breeds that bark a lot tend to be ones that are bred for protection. That's not something that Greyhounds were bred for. They were actually bred to get along with their pack mates. They race, they would hunt, but they don't protect their territory. So when they are in their house, it's not really theirs, they just hang out, so they don't really care who's coming in and out.
It sounds like they're not territorial because they're used to there being a lot of activity around them.
Yep.
So they're used to other people and the Greyhounds in close vicinity. So then when you were deciding on a Greyhound, what resources did you use to learn about the breed?
You know, the internet's full of everything you could possibly imagine. So I went to a lot of different websites, just kind of read the information they had. There's also a lot of books out there that have all the information you need for adopting. They're really great books. Adopting the Retired Racing Greyhound, and then Racing Greyhounds for Dummies. They go through kind of the attributes that Greyhounds have, and also maybe some false expectations that people have to make sure that you're not adopting a Greyhound and then not getting what you were hoping for. That's definitely something that I would recommend, is making sure you're reading at least one of those books so you can get a really good understanding of it.
And then I'll be linking to where you can find more information about these books here in this video's description box. Can you smell that book?
Did you get it? What was it?
It smelled like knowledge. It sounds like you learned a lot about them, developed some sympathy for the Greyhounds. What was that based on?
Greyhounds now in the United States, there's lots of laws and protections to make sure that they're treated really well. It wasn't always the case. It used to be a long time ago, dogs were no longer racing. They were put to sleep because they didn't want to have to look for homes. So there are still some countries that maybe don't treat them quite as well as I feel like would be good. I wanted to just make sure I was able to keep that solution that's been working really well and making sure these dogs are really well cared for.
That kind of leads into my final question. A lot of times I notice when we're going out for walks or if we're doing meet and greets promoting the Greyhound adoption, people will ask if our dogs are rescues. What do you say to that?
I would say that they're not rescues. These are dogs that were not picked up off the street or taken out of a bad situation, which would be what I would consider a rescue. These dogs love running. Ours that are retired, and they still just love running around outside. And they race each other when we let them outside to go potty. They are trained to run, and it's something that's instinctual for them. They love it. As long as it's a reputable track and a reputable breeder, I don't feel like there's any cruelty in racing.
If they're coming from a track that's regulated by a state's gaming commission,
Yeah.
it's probably a fair assumption that they're well taken care of, that they're not abused.
Yeah.
The greatest debate over greyhound racing is whether or not it is actually a cruel practice. I encourage you to check out the National Greyhound Association's website for debunking lies. The link will be available in this video's description box. Thank you very much for watching the first episode of The Greyt Show. If you like the program, then please subscribe so you don't miss anything. The next episode is going to explore how to adopt one of these greyhounds when they retire from the track. This link over here will become active when that episode posts. Generally, these races end with a photo finish, and I'd like to do the same thing with this program. So here's your photo finish for this episode. It is of what Heather and I refer to as Wilson's melty eyes. He gives us this look whenever he wants us to do something for him. If your greyhound has melty eyes or anything similar to that, then please post the picture in the comments below. Have a great day.